everybody, and welcome to the live stream. My name is Dan Courier. This is Creator Fundamentals, and I'm joined by my good friend Dale L. Roberts. We're happy to come and join you tonight to spend some time talking about ways to generate revenue around your content. Now, both Dale and I have had some success with this, and we've done it in a few different ways. So we're going to discuss about how both of us have been able to generate revenue. Plus, we also want to take any suggestions that you have, any revenue streams that you're interested in knowing more about, and deep dive into those and show you what they look like from the beginning to the end. So Dale, welcome. How you doing tonight?
Man, I'm jazzed up beyond belief. I'm just stoked. We're another week. We took last week off. I know. It wasn't in my contract. We had to take the week off. Sorry, guys. I told Dan, I was like, screw this. This wasn't inside my whole contract. So, but now we're here. I'm pumped up to talk about the topic on tonight.
Absolutely. And like I said, we're talking about ways to monetize. And ultimately, I think it's so important for people to really start to understand exactly what monetization looks like and why it's important. I know when people start out making content online, especially online video, a lot of times people fall into that this is just a hobby, and it's this safeguard where they don't really know how to make money. So if they call it a hobby, there's no pressure. But I think the other thing to that end, some people think that keeping it as a hobby allows them to maintain their artistic integrity, and that by looking into the business side of things that they're somehow going to ruin that. Well, I'm here to tell you that learning how to make money around your content is going to help you be more creative, because it's going to give you the ability to get a bigger audience and to be able to make more content and be able to do things in a higher quality, which is basically the circle of life. It's going to bring some money in. It's going to allow you to repurpose that money to grow your channel, which is in turn going to give you a bigger audience. And that is going to allow you further opportunity to make money. So having those two married in your content strategy is going to be a highly successful way to really grow and reach the people you want to reach and be able to do the creative things that you want to do.
Dan, I got a wild, crazy question here. Why do you suppose people demonize the ability to monetize your brand, monetize the stuff? Why is that?
I think it's fear, to be quite honest with you. I think, at least from my perspective, when I first started, I know it was a common thing for me to be like, this is just a hobby, because I didn't want to go out and say, hey, I'm going to be super successful at this and then fail. So if it's just a hobby, there's no pressure. There's no expectations. You're going to go out and, hey, if you quietly figure out how to make some money in the background, then you can start to talk about those things. But other people are, it's truly for the love of art. And they think that anything that they do outside of focusing solely on the art is going to somehow, infringe upon their creativity. But how about for you? When you first started content, did you have a revenue plan in mind, or did you start making content for a different reason?
Man, I just honestly, I got into the self-publishing business. This is how I got into the whole online realm. My wife was already established in it, so I kind of knew somewhat about making different forms of revenue. But I think a lot of why some people will look down upon that or speak disparagingly of it is because they see possibly the fraction of people that abuse the system, that, try to take advantage of people. If you go into it from a service-minded perspective of being of value to somebody in exchange you're paid for it, then I think you're going to probably see that it's not as bad as you would think. Just because you have a few outliers that are abusing the system doesn't necessarily mean you should stop yourself from monetizing your business. It would be absolutely insane if I were to go into, let's say, self-publishing, and I tell people like, oh yeah, go get this tool, but I'm not going to give you a link because, you got to look it up, Google it, because I don't want that to soil my integrity. No, you're helping people out. You're obviously going to be letting people know, and I'm sure we'll probably be talking about that specific type of revenue.
Yeah, and there's definitely a way to do it right, and a way that's, like you mentioned, some of the overly aggressive ways of marketing that exist today can certainly, spoil somebody's perspective on the financial side of this process. So you're absolutely right in that. I know that the infomercials and things pop up on videos that I'm watching on YouTube, and you're just like, you're waiting for that skip button. You can't get to it quick enough because these people, they're trying to sell you something. They're going to tell you their glory story with their Lamborghini in the background about, all these things. So I totally
Dan, I'm sorry to interrupt you, man. I'm going to have to ask you this. Do you have YouTube Premium? Please tell me you got YouTube Premium.
No, I don't.
Get out of here.
I don't want it.
Bro. Okay, all right. I'm going to have to bro the audience as well here, and my, sisses as well. Either way, you're all bros to me. So, all right, guys. Who else has YouTube Premium? If you don't have it, why don't you have it? Is it a cost thing, or is it kind of like Dan, he wants just the raw experience? Me, I got YouTube Premium, and I got it for my whole team because I was like, you guys aren't going to be doing research and things like that, being slowed down by, gosh, who's doing ads these days? Grammarly, I think, maybe, or
one of the advantages of seeing the ads is that you can see who's advertising on your channel. So I've actually blocked some marketers that were trying to sell pay-per-views on my YouTube content, which is educational content about how to grow on YouTube. So in that respect, it made sense for me to be able to know that they were targeting people like me, who are also hopefully people like my audience, on my particular channel. So in that regard, I don't know. I actually like seeing the ads for the most part. I mean, there's some that just get redundant, but I like to see what people are doing and how they're doing it. And if somebody's not completely cheesy and, 150% markety, I'll actually watch what they're doing to see, did they get me to stay past the skip button? I find that stuff interesting. So, but yeah, I could totally see from a team perspective, how you would cut down or improve the productivity of your team by getting those ads out of the way.
Yeah. So, boy, this seems almost like a topic you and I should probably discuss maybe in future broadcasts is, things like that, studying your niche, studying the competition and even your advertisers. I think I'm fortunate that I have so many viewers on my channel that if they get served ads enough times, they'll tell me. Like, there was a group of guys, we'll just say 2 guys, that were running ads on my channel. I immediately blocked them because I did not like them. They're scammy. They're known to be scammy and not somebody I want to be associated with. So when someone told me that, went in, found the address to their thing, boom, boom, blocked it. But yeah, we can talk about the future broadcasts. Let's go ahead and break ground. What was your first way that you were monetizing everything online?
I mean, the very first, probably the first, change that I made was Amazon affiliates. Prior to Creator Fundamentals, I had a channel called The Average Dan, which is now called We Love RV Camping. And I started doing videos, just helpful tutorial type videos, and I was linking products on Amazon for stuff that was featured in the video. So that was back when YouTube was just 10,000 views to get monetized. So that channel was early on, and I had the affiliate link. So I mean, it was pennies, but the very first time I got paid was definitely through Amazon affiliates.
Oh, nice. Yeah, the Associates program is fantastic. I don't think I really got into that until probably about the second year in the business. My first thing was through self-publishing. That was the very first introduction. In 2013, when I wrote my first book, I immediately thought self-publishing was just like you had to go to an offset printer, like a local printing shop, and fulfill your print orders. I didn't realize there was stuff online. And when I looked at some of the stuff online, it was overwhelming because I was like, okay, what's the difference between glossy and matte covers? How much difference is this going to make? And when I found out it was going to be $1,200 to do a print run of like 100 books, and I told my wife the $1,200, she's like, So I did more research and I stumbled on Amazon's company called CreateSpace at the time, which has since merged into Kindle Direct Publishing for the print options. But that was my very first one. And I think my very first paycheck was $23 and some odd cents. It was enough to show me a proof of concept to kind of say, all right, let's go ahead and burn the boats and let's do this. We're going to go all in. I literally put in my 30 days notice as soon as I got that $23 and some odd cents check. Really? And a lot of people thought I was crazy for doing it. And guess what? You are 100% correct. I was crazy for doing it. It wasn't the best decision on my part, but thankfully, better months were ahead of me. It took about a year and a half to 2 years before the self-publishing really got good traction, and I could start paying off some of the debt that I accumulated in that time while I didn't have a job.
So I have a question for you.
Mhm.
What is your advice to somebody who is trying to go full time in content creation and is considering giving up their job? When do you think the right time is for them to kiss the 9 to 5 goodbye and focus all their energy on the online content creation and revenue?
Ooh, man. If I had to do it all over again, Dan, I would do it responsibly. I would have carried a job and continued to work on the stuff part time because there was a lot of struggle and it put a lot of strain on my relationship with my wife because here I went, in from the frying pan into the fire is what they say. Because at the job, it was eating up all my time and I was spending time away from my wife. And then now I spend all this time with my wife, but we're at odds because financially we were kind of afraid we weren't going to pay our bills. We were going to run behind on things. It got pretty bad. So I would recommend that before you get stars in your eyes, and let's even say you get a great month, you pull in $1,000. We'll even say $10,000 in a single month. Hold on to it. Don't leave your job until you have fully replaced the income that you would otherwise get through your 9 to 5. Even if that 9 to 5 job sucks, let that current hobby compel you forward to keep working at it.
And an interesting addition to that, I had like a 2 hour phone call with Roberto Blake one night after a live stream or something, and we were having that exact.
It was a short call. It was a short call
for Roberto. Yeah, for Roberto, that's a short call. But
I love you, Roberto. That's not knocking Roberto. Yeah. He's awesome.
I love Roberto. Yeah, it just the stream of consciousness flows with Roberto. He said he had done the research and did the math, and his recommendation was 3 times your current salary to replace your salary and your benefits and all the other changes that come into your life, which I thought was interesting because I still have a full-time career, but I also make what would be the equivalent of a full-time career on this side. For some people,
so I had that conversation with you too. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? And you're like, I like my job. And I'm like, okay, I guess we can't get away from that. If you really like that, that's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, but it's not like I haven't had that conversation with myself so many times. It's like, if I'm able to do this from 9 o'clock to midnight after my job, what would I accomplish if I woke up at, 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning and did this all day full time? But I have a wife and kids and dogs and a house and all those other things. So I've definitely taken the more conservative route in trying to build this to a point where it just becomes like a no-brainer, which you just have to make the switch. But we all know that, one of the things that we definitely want to talk about when we're talking about ways to make revenue and monetize is not to put all your eggs in one basket. I know a lot of people have mass success in a single product and they go all in on it. And that's good as long as you are careful in the way that you make contact with your community and you're able to continue that contact and not be dependent on the single platform that can, just take away your access overnight. We've certainly seen that happen. So that's something that you also want to take account of. I do want to jump in the chat here. I do see some questions.
Yes. And, I noticed that you got a super chat, buddy. Woo!
I didn't even there we go. Suffice to say, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it.
Where did Save As New go to? Like, I know you can do it immediately after live streaming, but I noticed like they just removed it altogether on a given video if it processes fully over in the YouTube studio. So I meant to ask you this a long time ago. Well put, suffice to say.
I did not know it was gone.
Yeah, you just don't see it there. It used to be an option, but it doesn't seem to be there. As soon as a video's done processing, they remove it. So I'm like panically, like I finish up my podcast recordings on Mondays, Monday afternoons, and I typically break those up into 2 different videos. So I have to go in immediately to grab the one because otherwise I'll have to download it and re-upload it, and it's just a pain in the butt. I'd rather do it inside studio.
So if you go in after it's done processing and you go into the editor and you make a change.
Yep.
There's no option to save as new now?
No, it's not. I mean, maybe
Really?
we can go into our dashboard and have a look at that. But I didn't
Huh.
notice it myself.
Yeah, I don't do a lot of repurposing in that way, or at least I
Yeah.
haven't recently.
Mhm.
Back in the day a few years ago I used to, but yeah, I'll have to look into that. I've honestly been a little bit refocused. Um, one of the videos that I actually want to make, kind of off track here, but I've been talking to a lot of content creators, and I know it's happened on my channel where the change that they made, and it may be related to channels that were search heavy. And I don't know if you've experienced this at all, but definitely seen a decline in terms of trying to get reach on new published videos. My
Mhm.
channel has actually declined over the past year. And I know a friend of mine, Alex Fishing, he does completely different content.
Mhm.
Um,
It's good
and
stuff too. He's been
yeah,
kicking butt on that for
oh yeah,
years.
and he's having the same problem right now. His started later
Mm.
than mine, but it's kind of like it's gotten to the point where no matter what you throw out there, it's not getting a lot of traction. So I'm curious what how that's all going to unfold. But
Yeah.
before I go too far off track, I just want to make sure I saw some earlier questions before the super chat, and I wanted to make sure that we didn't miss anybody. Hi, Susie. I see she says hi, Dale or Dan and Dale.
What's
We
up,
have
Susie?
Pokemon X1234 out there. Paradox City Life is a fish tank aquarium feeding video plus a best fish food, a good video. It's all about what your audience thinks is a good video. So if you
So
make a
true.
video about that and they're interested in it, then that kind of answers your question. So do the best video that you can for stuff that you think is related to your audience. And things that may be adjacent to the type of content that you traditionally make, to see how they respond. And
Mhm.
if you get that positive feedback, that's your cue to maybe explore that some more.
Hey, look at your
Um,
watch time retention as well, folks. I can't tell you enough times where, thankfully, Dan Norton, my video editor, he sits down and analyzes it to the nth degree. So when I'm putting together videos for him to produce, he's typically like correcting me on things like, hey, you probably shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do this, and avoid this, this, and this, because he goes in and he looks at where the drop offs are and he notices like a common like area, like where is it dropping the most? Because clearly there's something that happened before that drop that indicated to these viewers like, oh, this is not what I wanted, or this is not interesting enough for me to stick around. But make sure you're watching your watch time retention, folks, because that's going to be a telltale sign for sure.
for sure.
I noticed
Uh,
one here, by the way, modern day tech. I gave into premium about 6 months ago. Couldn't stand the ads anymore after 8 years of creating. My boy. Well done. Well done. I just had to give in myself. I just got sick of, Ty Lopez ads
oh God,
and people
Ty
selling
Lopez.
wolf mugs, for crying out loud.
Yeah, Ty got old. Ty got old quick. Let's see here. We've got thumbs up family. What's up, Dan? Stopping by to show support. When we started, I would have always tuned into your live streams. Thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate you stopping by and saying hi.
Dude, you got 27 people here live
I
tonight.
know
Like
it's
last time
much.
we were here, it was like 12. So
It's
thank you so much, everybody.
we used to go live like when I was doing lives every week. We used to go
Hmm.
live Wednesday nights, and for whatever reason, starting later had a much better turnout. Like I would
Yeah.
get, like 9 to 12, you'd get up almost to like 100 viewers. Wednesdays recently have been kind of slow, but Wednesday or Monday is definitely there's definitely a bigger crowd on Mondays than Wednesdays. So
That's cool. It's good to see
yeah.
people here because I actually remember those days because you remember I used to come in and you always had the Bit Boss challenge and I would throw
All
down
right.
money
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I wanted to win, man.
Good,
I'm a little
good times.
competitive. What can I say?
The King of the Hill game
So,
there.
before we jump into some more of the chat here, I thought I'd just toss another question because we want to keep this conversation going. Ways to monetize with online content. You talked about the first way. What about the one way that you monetize that just sends your eyebrows? You never knew it would take off so well.
Well, obviously, the thing that I've been spending all my time and effort on now is Amazon Video. I didn't know Amazon Video was a thing.
Hmm.
They actually started it earlier this year,
Hmm.
and it's the wonderful thing about it is if you're already part of the Amazon influencer program, it utilizes the skills that you already have as a content creator.
Hmm.
And you just move them over onto Amazon and you make videos about products. So we all shop at Amazon, or most of us shop at Amazon. So if you have products laying around your house. You make videos about them. You upload them to Amazon. And right now, I mean, I hope it stays true, but their commissions are 2 to 4%, but the videos are very uh, easy to make in terms of the time and effort to put out a video on a given product. You're not making like a 40-minute review of something. These are quick hit videos that give shoppers the opportunity to answer last minute questions and make their purchase. And if somebody watches your video and then they go and they purchase the product, you're going to get that commission. And it's been astronomically good. I know Dale and his wife have jumped into it
It's
recently.
going really good for the both of us, being about a week or two in now.
And
It's starting to treat us well.
yeah, and my brother and I have been doing it since February or March. I think
It's
he might have
crazy,
started
dude.
in January. And yeah, it's just very lucrative, and I definitely think everybody should jump into that, or at least
What
explore it.
about the folks that, let's say, for instance, they're pretty new to the game? Is Amazon influencer something that's going to be feasible to somebody who's new to the business of online?
So, in order to do the videos, you need to be part of the Amazon influencer program. Amazon does not come out directly and tell you what the qualifications are.
Yeah.
My best guess of who would be able to apply and get in successfully, I
Mhm.
think it's similar to the YouTube Partner Program. So, if you're part of the YouTube Partner Program, if you're in that 1,000 subscriber range and you have some type of engagement with your content, which is most channels that aren't artificially driven to 1,000 subscribers, I would definitely encourage you to apply for the Amazon Influencer Program. There's actually a video on Creator Fundamentals about how to apply and what they're
Excellent.
looking for in order for you to get into that. So you can watch that video and check it out. And if you're not there, I think it's worth not only to get into the YouTube Partner Program and start to see some of that ad revenue, but you're looking at a revenue stream on Amazon Influencer that is, no lie, can be 100x what you're getting in ad revenue from YouTube. So it's definitely worth exploring both of those.
It's pretty crazy the amount of production I tried putting into the original videos of going in Amazon. And as I told you, I'm a bull in a china shop, and I got denied a few times because I was trying to do it like YouTube. And it's not like YouTube. And when I went ahead and dumbed down what I was putting up in the videos, I noticed immediately got approved. Ads got thrown, or the ads got the videos got thrown out, and people started to buy some products there. It's pretty insane. I'm just going to kind of just give you a little bit of a speculation on my part because I've been in the Amazon game for so long with Amazon KDP and other areas of Amazon. But the one area I see is the the ability to upload videos through reviews is highly underutilized. And I think it's an educational type thing. Not many customers at Amazon realize they can do videos and pictures. So they notice this large gap in the system. And I have a feeling they go, ooh, let's get these guys that already know what they're doing with videos and let's load these product pages up with videos. So I don't know how much longer this train is going to last in the direction that it's going. So if anybody has been kicking tires and sitting on the fence, I would highly recommend you get with Dan. Dan, you got a course and everything, right?
Yeah, we have our course.
By the way, he's not paying me to say this. I had to get that out the way.
Appreciate the plug though. Yeah, it's called Influencer 100X. It's a course that me and my brother put together. We have both been able to hit. Last month, we were both over $7,000 for the month. And as Dale said, a lot of the common issues that people have are trying to get into the program and getting rejected for what are essentially not complicated reasons, but we have seen enough through our class and our students exactly what you need to do to get your videos approved the first time. Plus, we have a Facebook group that allows everybody to come in and trade tips and strategies on what works. So you can go to influencer100x.com and sign up for that course. I'm in that course Facebook group every day, sharing thoughts and getting feedback, and we're all comparing our numbers and discussing what works. So if you're interested in it, you want to you can definitely figure out everything you need to do without getting the course. But if you want it all laid out for you step by step, so you don't have any missteps along the way, shorten that learning curve, you can definitely head over to Influencer100x and grab that course.
Highly recommend it, folks. The stuff that I've learned from Dan so far, and my wife have learned, has really helped out. I see Susie actually mentioned here, 11 days on Amazon Influencer, $250.
All right, Susie,
that is awesome. Good flex. Nice stuff. Yeah. I like that. I got approved on the third try and have 10 videos so far. You didn't know? That's awesome. Now we know.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that, yep. Yeah, because we actually had a conversation about that in trying to get him approved. So it was good. It definitely helps to have people that you can talk to, because Amazon does not do a great job of telling you why you got rejected. Plus, they also made a shift. They've done a couple things. They're still working on the whole communication thing. For those of
Yeah.
us who are on YouTube, we kind of know what that's like. And so it's kind of been a community effort to go, okay, well, what worked, what didn't work? Everybody try this, because this is the one thing that we know is successful every time, and everybody that's tried that particular approach has been successful. So that's kind of the way that we're going on and sharing with everybody.
It's good. Yeah, I'm really proud of you, man. That was a very surprising thing for me too, because I remember I've been in the Amazon influencer program for a couple of years now, and largely I've just been using Amazon Associates, kind of like what you were through YouTube videos and such. And I was making decent money. Quarter four always comes around. I get a nice hefty check from Amazon Associates. So I am anticipating quarter four this year is probably going to treat the Courier family really, really well. So, yeah,
Yeah, it's exciting too, because it gives you, like, it changes your whole frame of mind. You're like, okay, well, what season's coming up now? Like, should I, like, we had, weird story but true. My kid last year got one of those blow up dinosaur costumes for Halloween.
nice.
And I'm actually have on my other channel, I was doing, there's a company called Spartan Cameras that makes cellular trail cams. So I'm like, listen, to my kid, I wanted him to come out and dress up in the dinosaur thing and come up on our camper so I could take video with it with the live cam, with the trail cam, but he wouldn't, because it was in the dark. And well, anyway, uh, so I ended up buying one of these for myself. And then I'm like, these would be great. This would be great for Halloween. So I literally bought the entire, not that anybody has put them on, but I literally bought 4 blow up dinosaur costumes, all kinds of different dinosaurs, because I wanted to make this video of these things coming in on the trail cam as kind of a joke, like a fun way to sell their product.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then I'm like, hey, I can turn these around and put them on Amazon for Halloween.
It's
So,
true.
it gets you totally rethinking the way that you can utilize stuff and what products you buy and why. So,
Yeah,
it,
trust me,
it,
Kelly and I are already talking because this is exactly how we do it in self-publishing. Is we're always looking at the seasons and what is going to be coming up. Look at it at least 2 to 3 months in advance so you can kind of strategize and plan it out. So that way it doesn't just sneak up on you. Because one of the worst things you could do is get, like, let's say for instance you decide, okay, I want to go ahead and do some unboxing and some taste tests of some candy. If you go and do that on the week of Halloween, the chances are very unlikely of you actually getting anything from that. Sure, there's still going to be some people buying some Halloween candy after Halloween's up, but probably the smartest decision would be to get about a month, if not 2 months ahead of it. So that way the content's already out there
right.
and building what we like to call relevancy, because that was something they shared in their last webinar. Was the videos are served out based on relevancy. How long are people watching it? And also, is it happening? Is it ending in a good outcome? Meaning that, does someone buy something as soon as they watch your video? And
Right.
that aids. I'll tell you, I've got one right now. One of the videos I first did was for a solid state drive. And that it's taken off. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I got to tell you, I, I I don't know computers very well. I just shot a video and I was just like, here's how you put it in here. It holds up to 2 terabytes. And I'm sure like some people are like, man, this is great. I'm going to go ahead and buy it. I was just like, man, that video actually worked.
And that's, I have my dad, I gave my dad a tripod. So when he buys something new, he does woodworking. When he buys a new tool, he sets up the camera and he sends me the video clips, and I put them up
No
on
love for
Amazon.
Rich.
He actually sends them to both of us.
Oh, okay. Okay. It's a shared thing.
Yeah,
Then.
we make different videos. Yeah. But I mean,
Gotcha.
there's several products that me and my brother both have like half the top videos in. So yeah,
Nice.
we definitely share products and do that to some degree. I mean, we do our own thing as well, because he's ahead of me by $300 so far this month. So I got to figure out how to how to get back on top. It's good to have a little competition.
For sure.
Yeah, it's just fun. I mean, I've been doing YouTube for 4 years, and it gets kind of repetitive, and you're constantly trying to chase that moving target that you can't see, and trying to figure out what they're doing behind the scenes to make a successful video.
Hmm.
So it's fun to come at things from a different way, because one of the things that I have always been, I feel sometimes like YouTube rewards the professional time waster, where they're just trying to keep people's attention. I mean, now they're jumping into short videos. TikTok is the epitome of time wasting. You're not learning any magical stuff on TikTok, but my God, you'll sit there for an hour and watch 410-second videos. Math might be wrong on that, but you get the point. But yeah, it's um, I like the fact that Amazon appreciates being concise and to the point, because if you're driving sales, you're probably going to get views. I see LLN Caroline is out there. Dale, so for product reviews for Christmas, should we start planning now?
Absolutely, Dan. I'm sure you probably agree with me. Start planning now. I would
Oh yeah.
say it's better to get ahead of things, and if anything, launch it come October latest, October 31st. Because remember, a lot of people are going to start buying right around Thanksgiving, so it just depends on the product.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to keep in mind that not everybody has Amazon Prime, and not everybody can afford to plunk down, say, $35 to get the free shipping. So just try to plan out and get it out now, because you just never know. There's so many Christmas products out there. You could probably spend the next 3 months easily doing videos for that. So if you're in the Amazon influencer program, for sure.
And I would also, I mean, yeah, and like you said, November, Black Friday obviously is going to be a huge, a
Big.
huge, a huge day, and you want to get ahead of that to the best that you can. So, targeting either bestsellers or a lot of there's a lot of content creators out there, on YouTube and otherwise, that really follow things like Black Friday, and you
Mhm.
can kind of go out and get it. You got to kind of be careful, because some of them promote stuff, I think, to just try to get you to buy it, but um, see what you can find out for what might be available, what might be Black Friday deals ahead of time. Because the
Mhm.
earlier you have that information, if you have those products or you want to buy those products, that's the kind of interesting thing when you're leading up to a holiday. Sometimes, maybe there's a TV that costs $150 and it's going to be $100 on Black Friday. If you're willing to pay the extra money for it a month in advance and buy it and make the video, you're going to make that $50 back and maybe 10 times more. So
Mhm.
one of the more advanced strategies with something like Amazon Video is being willing be willing to not just do what's in your hand now, but go out and find popular products that are
Yep.
driving sales already and tap into that. I know I did it with a product that ultimately became my best selling product, because I literally went out and researched something that people were excited about and were buying, and turned that into an opportunity for commissions. So
Yeah, something that I've been doing myself is I look around for products that have the Amazon Choice label on it or best seller, because that means that it's a proven seller. Then I typically will scroll down and look into the videos and see what the competition is there, or if there's any at all. And if there's none at all, I will literally trip over myself trying to get the camera ready to, like, we got to get a video up now. So
I have a question for you with all your Amazon experience.
yeah.
All those tags like bestseller, there's ones where it's like Amazon's choice. Does Amazon truly pick those, or do people buy that?
I think it's algorithmically driven.
Yeah.
So it's probably based on um, specific key metrics. I'm sure it probably has something to do with just longevity, or this could be possibly a vendor's product, which there's a difference between a vendor and a seller on Amazon. Vendors are invited to sell their products there. So Amazon will get a hold of a vendor and say, "Hey, I want to buy 20 of your people of video hats, Dan, to put on our website." So they'll buy that. So vendors might get that Amazon choice. This is just speculation on my part.
Yeah.
Sellers may not be as likely, since they're taking on the burden and the risk right there. But all that to say this, you see those tags there. That means there's some popularity to it. It means there's a little bit of love going behind that specific product. There's been some dead ends for me. Like, I will go, and I've been doing a lot of cat products because I just love my cat to death, and I'll get her just about anything. But I'm very smart about it, because I'll look into some things and I'll go, "Oh, those toys look so cute." And then I'll look and I'll see it has like a 20,000 ABSR, which is the Amazon bestseller rank. So I'm like, nope, not touching it. Because if it's not going to get sold very much, what's the likelihood of people seeing that specific video,
Right.
much less it being served onto similar products? Someone can probably make the argument of, like, well, maybe it'll show up on similar products. I'd rather not leave that to chance. I'd rather just go into something, fully aware. Now, keeping in mind though, too, Dan, I'm not poo-pooing on, like, if you find a product on your shelf and it has a poor rank, it's not to say that you shouldn't, get it out, shoot a quick video about it, sure, go ahead. But I'm not going to go out of my way to buy a product that's not a good performer.
Right. And Life According to Maria, Maria asks, how long are the Amazon videos? And that kind of relates to what you were just saying. You know, it's, I personally do videos that are probably in like the 1 to 3 minute range. I mean, it varies, but from what I've seen, I've had a lot of success with the videos that I've done, and that's what I recommend in the course is doing short videos. Ideally, you want to make the most efficient video as possible to communicate the most common questions that somebody might have on that product that is preventing them from making the purchase. And think about that for yourself. You go to Amazon, you've searched for something. The big difference between Amazon and YouTube is that the videos are not bringing them, you know, on YouTube, you search, you know, for a specific video. On Amazon, people are searching for products. They're typically seeing your videos after they performed a search, after they've landed on a product that they are interested in, and then they're just trying to decide, should I buy it or not? Your video is going to present itself as a, okay, well, you know, I'm really interested in this remote, but how big is it? What does it look like in your hand? You know, what are the features? Do I like the buttons? Things like that. So just being able to show something to somebody. I mean, this is something that we just bought exactly to do an Amazon video. It's a touchless thermometer, and people want to see, do they work? And yeah, that would, I don't have the kind of camera to do these kind of things, but
there you go.
You know,
You got it.
I mean, they have questions. What kind of questions would you have on something like this if you were considering buying it that you can't get from the pictures or the product description? And sometimes it's just seeing how big it is, seeing how you hold it, seeing how it works. And you can just make that as compact as you can, put it in a, you know, a 1 to 3 minute video, explain that stuff, and put that video out there. And it's, if you've done a good job on that, they're going to watch that video. And if they don't watch any other videos after yours, and then they buy the product, Amazon sees that as a signal that you gave them the information they needed and you get the commission. So,
Yep. Vanguard brings up a really good question, and I know how I would answer this, but do you think Amazon videos die down after time, even if others don't post similar videos?
so I think, so here's the deal. Time is ultimately going to tell. One of the things that Amazon is working on is revenue specific to each video. Right now, they show you like a last 30 days, and on a given day, you can see what products sold, but you can't specifically tie sales to a video yet. I have certainly seen, I keep track of my last 30-day numbers to see that rolling 30 days to see, you know, which direction the overall performance of my videos is going. Like in September, we're down a little bit, but we could be coming, I think we're coming off a lot of the seasonal summer stuff. I had a lot of big summer related items that kind of peaked in July. You know, one of which was a countertop ice maker. And I grabbed that particular video as kind of a benchmark for everything else. And it has been gradually coming down, which you would expect it to because of the season. Amazon states that your videos are evergreen. So as long as people are buying the product, you have the potential to get people to watch your video and receive income. It's fairly new. So in terms of getting through an entire cycle of the seasons to see, hey, when summer comes back up, does that ice maker take off again? Or does it have a shelf life where it kind of, you know, settles down into a range where they've decided 10 other videos are more interesting than yours, and then you lose. But I don't think that's the case yet, because they can only put 10 videos up at a time on their you know, carousel that they have there. And sometimes you'll go and your video won't be there, but you're still getting sales, which means other people are seeing your video on that particular product. I just don't know what the behind the scenes algorithm is or how they're determining that. Time is going to tell, you know, what that all looks like.
Plus, that's exactly what I was thinking. It's going to be, if it's all based on relevancy, like they've said, and they're using the same engine behind it, A9, actually it's called A10 because it just recently upgraded. It's all going to be based on relevancy. Honestly, at the end of the day, here's something that a nice little stat, and I think I shared this with you last week, was 91% of customers will purchase something after they've gone to the reviews. Guess what's on the way down to the reviews? The videos. The videos intercept your line. So this is why it's a great opportunity, because they've put you into position that will allow for this. But how this will play out, and we'll find out in the coming years, to be honest.
And it's also going to be interesting to see exactly how they define relevancy, with the idea that is like on YouTube, obviously they're trying to keep you watching the longest.
Watching
I would hope for Amazon's sake, their most
be
relevant videos are the
sales.
videos that convert. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? So if you're able to put out a 30-second video that converts 10 sales and somebody has a 10-minute video that converts 5, which are they going to favor? You know, which are they going to see more favorably? Is it the one that's converting with less time, which I hope, because to me that's what makes sense.
Yeah,
You know, but only time will tell exactly how that relevancy is calculated, and we may never know exactly if it's
it's
anything
true.
like YouTube. But that we are going to be able. One of the great things with that new metric is that now you can put out, if you have a popular product and you're seeing how much revenue you're making per video, you put out a 1-minute video, a 5-minute video, you put out a video with you know, narration, without narration, and now you can see side by side which one's making more money. And that's going to start to give you, you know, kind of A/B testing to see the proper approach to get the biggest bang for your buck in the videos that you make.
Yeah, nice. Hey, crazy question here. We're getting down to this the last 15 minutes or so here of the show. We've landed on Amazon influencer, and of course, you get so
Oh yeah.
excited about talking about it. Are we going to dip down? Because obviously, there's going to be some viewers that watch this and go, "Okay, Dan, this is all well and good. I don't have 1,000 subscribers. So, what's going to be the best entry level way to make money online for anybody watching this?"
So the Amazon Associates, of course, is the easiest. That is the lowest impact, because all you have to do is, if you refer to a product or you do a video about a product on it on YouTube, you can go and get that associate link, put it in the description, point people down there. And that's all you need to do. Essentially, everything is
Mhm.
handled by Amazon. Now, in that scenario, you are passing your traffic to a third party, and if they sell something, you're getting a percentage of that. Obviously, that cuts down into, not everybody who watches that is going to convert, and then when they do, you're getting 3% of it instead of 100% of it. What you can do to improve that is to come up with your own product. And that means the easiest way to do that, which is low overhead, is some type of digital product. So, for example, you are showing somebody how to change a tire. And maybe, just as an example, you show them how to do it, but maybe a PDF guide that's step by step, that shows them all the tools they need, how to do it, what not to do, safety measures, all of this stuff. You can pack all that into a PDF guide, and it's just a PDF. You've created it once. You now can sell that PDF over and over again. There's no overhead for it other than how to get it to the customer. So there's a couple different ways that you can do that. And if you want to do it totally free, it's as easy as either putting a link. You can use, like, I don't know which free service you can use, but you can go out and get like a PayPal buy now button for free through your PayPal account.
True.
And you can probably find a free place to set up a website. And you'd simply put
Yep.
that out there, and then you grab a link and you send that link, you know, put it in your description and say, hey, if you want my free PDF guide, go down to the link in the description, click that, and it'll bring them to there. They push the button, they pay, you know, $4.99 for it or whatever it is. You get a
Mhm.
notification from PayPal. And when you get that notification, email the PDF guide to the person who made the payment. And that's no overhead. It allows you to create a digital product, start making money for the people that that are more oriented towards, you know, step by step. You're not trying to, you don't necessarily have to provide information that wasn't in your video. It's just some people learn in different ways. Some people, when they're out in their, you know, in their driveway doing this, they want something physical there to make sure they're doing everything right. And of course, changing tires is just an example, but no matter what it is, maybe
Mhm.
it's setting up an aquarium. I saw somebody talking about aquariums. Maybe you can do a detailed PDF guide that shows them, you know, how much water to put in, what type of testing you need to do, how to make sure that the water's not too acidic, what kind of fish can go in there, how big your tank is, what fish should not be put in with other fish, all these things that you can provide additional information on. And you can do it in that digital product form. It's easy to do. And actually, I think MailChimp might be a good one. I think you can do,
MailChimp's not too bad. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, because you can do a free setup with MailChimp, and
They
that's
got up to
going to,
1,500 subscribers, I
yeah.
think is what it is now.
So, and I don't know if MailChimp has the digital upload, if you can upload a product, but even if they don't,
Yep, you can.
yeah. So you could actually do the free MailChimp, and not only will you have a means of collecting that information and getting them to sign up, but then you're keeping track of all of that, all those emails. So you're building a way to interact with your community outside of your YouTube.
Let me toss one here into there because you've given them two very good options. So you can get PayPal. You can set up a button. It's super easy, folks. In fact, actually, you can even do the downloadable link on the thank you page for PayPal. So when it processes, they'll have the download link there. It gets a little dicey because sometimes people don't see it. They're like, oh, where's my link at? And it doesn't automatically download. So here's what I'd recommend. MailChimp and PayPal, fantastic. What I would recommend too is an alternative. It's called Lite. Lite actually has automation built in and segmentation built in for free. Whereas MailChimp, they're like, you want automation? Pay us. Lite's a great one. And then also, here's a really good one. Anybody that's like, I don't have any money to spare, Dale, don't tell me any of this stuff. I just want to like be able to do this. Gumroad. My wife has made a lot of money on Gumroad easily. And here's the beautiful thing is, let's say it's a free PDF that you want to give out to just get some emails and such. Gumroad holds onto those emails for you, so you could literally use them as an email marketing service of sorts that you could be able to broadcast out to the people that purchase through your specific link, and they deliver the goods for you on your behalf without you having to lift a finger. So think about Lite or look into Gumroad. Gumroad's really good, and they just changed the pricing structure. They used to be like they charge more for it. Now it's just like they do like a tiered system where if you have a certain amount of sales, they only take a certain percentage of it.
And it's gum as in GUM?
Yes, we haven't talked that much. Oh, you need to get Kelly on your show one of these times and ask her about how she sold her course on there and pulled in some poop your pants money.
Nice. I'd never even heard of it. So, yeah, that's interesting. So, we did have a question about how long after you started your channel until you became monetized. So for me and my channels, the rules were different because you only had to get to 10,000 views. So on the way it worked out for me is my other channel was monetized, lost monetization when they went to 1,000 subscribers, and whatever that, what is it now?
It's come on, you're the YouTube expert here, man.
I know, right? Yeah, 4,000 watch hours. And so that one had monetization and then lost it. This channel didn't get monetization in time for that, so then it had to get there. So for this channel, I think it was 7 months maybe before it actually got monetized on the channel. So
yeah, I remember that time when it had blown up. For me, when I was kind of the same thing here with Dan, and that my first channel, Self-Publishing with Dale, got monetized within, it was about a year. The funny thing is I didn't know I had it available. I just honestly, they didn't send notifications out to tell you, hey, you've been monetized or nothing like that. I just kind of let go till someone was just like, hey, how are your AdSense checks? I was like, what do you mean AdSense checks? And he's like, you don't have it monetized? I was like, sure I do. And I turned it on. It was so funny. At first I saw it just started out a trickle, and then eventually it started pulling in so much revenue where I was like, oh my gosh. And folks, I'm only at 50,000 subscribers. I know I shouldn't be saying only, but I've got 50,000 subscribers and I'm making a substantial amount from AdSense, but I try not to rely on that solely. Hopefully that helps out Extreme Gaming, because it looks like Extreme Gaming was really passionate about how long after your first video do your channel become monetized.
Extremely passionate. Yeah, so
I probably easily did about, within the first year, I would say about 100 videos. So that's how long it probably took before I realized I could monetize it. So I probably had it monetized well before then. And by the time they switched over to the new system of 4,000 and 1,000, I was already well past that point. And I was like, yeah, that's no problem.
Nice. Hey, before we wrap up tonight, I have to mention, the logo on my hat and in the background, People of Video, which is my conference that we are holding October 8th through 10th. Andrew, if you can put a link, if you're still in the chat, to peopleofvideo.com to go and grab tickets and join us in Albany, New York, live and in person on the 8th, 9th, and 10th of October of this year. My good friend Dale here on screen is the MC of the event. Plus, we have over, I think it's 15 now, speakers, including Brian G. Johnson, Roberto Blake, Owen Video, Meredith Marsh, Ross Brand, Eddie Garrison, and many, many more. I'm so bad at like recalling all 15 of them at once, but
there's a lot. Yeah.
You can go to, I'm actually having a conversation with somebody who might be a late addition, but we'll see how that works out. In any event, if you use promo code YouTube, you will save 45% off of your ticket. We want to get people there who are interested in learning how to build revenue around their content. And we're going to have a good time. We had to pivot last year. This year is going to be live and in person. We're excited to get back with the YouTube community, creator community. And I hope all of you can join us there.
Yeah, I second that. And by the way, someone brought this up and I can't remember who it was, but they want to know, are you going to bring the dinosaur outfit for People of Video?
I think we'll have to come up with some type of incentive to do that.
Okay. So let's say 200 people come to People of Video. Do you think that would be sufficient enough for you to wear that?
If we got to 200 people, yeah, I would definitely wear that.
All right, folks, you heard it here. All right. He's going to wear it. And he doesn't need to wear it the whole time because obviously he's got to run a stinking, conference. But definitely put that on. I hate to tell you, I'm not going to join on that because, yeah, maybe I'll wear a tutu if we hit 300 sales. How about that? At 300 people in house, I will wear a tutu out there. Oh my goodness. This has been a very good chat, man. Honestly, we knew we were going to get together and chat a little bit about monetizing online. Hopefully everybody got a little bit of inspiration and motivation to light their wick and get them motivated and getting out there and doing this. Because the thing is, the journey of 1,000 steps, or of 1,000 miles begins with one step is what is said. So start it with one step at a time. Just try to do it. Don't become overwhelmed. Some things are going to bring great results for you. Other things, maybe not. So where Dan might absolutely crush it on Amazon Influencer, you don't have access to it. Well, find something different that could be able to really get those things going. Between Gumroad and self-publishing, you've got many options out there that really doesn't require much more than just a little bit of time on your part.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Do what you can, find what works for you and your audience. And it's one brick at a time. It's
Adventures in Dirt on stage. I will hold him to it.
If People of Video got to 200 attendees with all the challenges that we have with COVID and everything else and people not wanting to travel, I will run down the street outside of the event in that dinosaur costume.
Vanguard wants to know what the number is at. We won't tell you till the day of. You won't know until the day of. Sorry, that's because we want obviously more people to come so we can have a great time.
Yeah. You start buying those tickets, tell all your friends, and get it to 200 people, and I will break out the dinosaur outfit.
Yeah. You show up, you'll probably know. You'll look around the audience, be like, okay, there's definitely 100 here. You're counting all the heads, be like, where's the dinosaur outfit, buddy? And since he lives in Albany, there'll be no issue. It's like, oh, no, I left it over in LA.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
All right. So I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. It's been a good live stream. We've had a good conversation here. We do have 4 minutes left. If you have any last minute questions, pop them in there quick. Otherwise, I think we'll wrap up for the night. Let Dale get back to all his busy publishing things. And I will. Oh, I didn't even tell you guys. I don't know if you could see right before this live stream started. This is the reality of trying to be a content creator. I was outside playing with my kids and they were trying to take my hat and they palmed my glasses into my head.
Oh, no.
Sliced
no, I didn't see that. I just thought it was a shadow.
Like 20 minutes before I'm going on live, I'm wiping blood off my face and trying to get to the live stream. So,
dude, kids are dangerous, man. Kids are dangerous.
Right? You never know when they're gonna knock you out. But I think we're good. have a great night, everybody, and try to make it to People of Video. If you can't make it to People of Video, try to make it here next Monday. Is Monday, we on for Monday?
Let's do it Monday, man. What are we talking about anyways?
Yeah.
Why don't we put a poll up and see what people would like to discuss in the next stream?
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll put something out to see what everybody wants to do, what we can talk about. You can find that on Facebook. Likely I'll also put it in the community tab on the channel as well. We'll figure out what we're going to talk about, what kind of information we can share with you to help you in your journey to creating your own freedom. Thank you guys so much. Have a great night. And